Hello and welcome back to the Nexus gaming series. I am the Crushinator, and tonight I am bringing you this Nexus Division matchup between Spooky Booky Bois and Phoenix Rising Zircon. We're getting started a little bit early today. It was a scheduling mishap where it was written down for 9:30, but it's supposed to be 9 o'clock. So I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm ready to eat this burger during the break. It's going to be delicious. Looks like the teams are nearly ready to go. I'll give them the caster ready, and then we'll take a look at the map bans. Spooky Booky Bois banning out Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya Foundry. Phoenix Rising Zircon taking out Cursed Hollow and Braxis Holdout. And Spooky Booky Bois are choosing Alterac Pass here for our first game of this series. Considering Cursed Hollow taken off the board, yeah, I was thinking maybe they go there because, you know, Cursed is one that was taken off the board. But Garden is another possibility. That's not one that we see an awful lot, but also, honestly, we don't see DTV/the Crushinator. Alright. Yeah, I didn't have time to post earlier because I was setting up for 9:30, but we got going for 9. But I think we're all set. Looks like we're getting into our draft. Yeah. We get to go to Alterac Pass. Now, one thing that I've mentioned about Alterac Pass before is it's a map that requires a lot of you. There's a lot of stuff you need to get done. There's 3 lanes that you can't really double soak. There's a camp on your side of the map that kind of has to be taken every 90 seconds. So there's not a lot of room in your draft for stuff that doesn't do that. You don't have room for, you know, roamers, you don't have room for all that stuff, unless you've got the rest of your jobs completely locked down. So that can tend to make the drafts a little bit less creative, but sometimes teams will bring out something interesting. So I'll have to let them guide me, and we'll see what comes up. Phoenix Rising Zircon gonna ban out Uther to start it off. Uther's still very flexible. Still able to get a lot done. The Golden, thanks for casting us. My pleasure. Glad I could pick it up. I don't know if this is... I think this is my second Nexus Division cast this season. It's exciting to be able to cast the new division here between Heroic and A. We get to see some faces, some names from the community that I've heard of before, so it's awesome. Spooky Booky Bois taking out the Hogger. Hogger able to grab that back camp very, very quickly, and also is just generally strong in team fights around those prison camp areas. Good ban overall. And Cassia's just a great auto attacker. Hard to go wrong with a Cassia on the squad. Tychus going to be taken out here. Interesting. Tychus has lost priority somewhat, but it could be a targeted ban here coming out from Spooky Booky Bois. Phoenix Rising Zircon more than happy to lock in the Sonya first pick. Sonya just incredibly strong right now. Taking the back camp would be an easy feat. Not quite as quick as a Hogger, but still able to do it without any support at all. And just is a crazy, crazy duelist right now. The slam build, being able to just auto attack or use slam on the front line and have it splash into the back line. That's good. Drink Water Streamer. How you doing, Resto? Hope you're having a good night tonight. Diablo Ana picked up here by Gel and Sakari. The Tychus ban definitely does make sense if you're planning on picking up the Diablo. No one shreds that Diablo quite like a Tychus, unless you're maybe a Malthael, but that's a little bit more dangerous to do than a Tychus. May and Sylvanas coming out here from Solian and Storm. This is a map where Sylvanas can get some work done. You have an AI objective that's pushing down all 3 lanes. And May just really good zone control around the boss points, which do end up being important here on Alterac. Stukov going to be banned out by Spooky Booky Boys. Tends to pair well with May, and just having an extra silence on top of the Sylvanas ult can do some work as well. Phoenix Rising Zircon, they're looking at Diablo and Ana. They're going to take out the Chromie. There are many mages that Ana can empower, but Chromie being especially good at interrupting and sieging objectives, or the objective points at range, is definitely something to be worried about. Had a long, heartfelt talk with your mom? Oh, that's nice to hear. It's nice when family get together and do their best to understand each other. Oh, actually picking up the Malthael is Spooky Booky Boys, so taking that off the map for Gel on the Diablo there. Shirefair on that, and Azura on the Hanzo. Interesting setup here. So Hanzo can, you know, have the same amount of delay on capping the objective as a Chromie. Just has multiple abilities to reach out and poke those trying to channel prison points. Malthael's an interesting one. I don't get to see an awful lot of Malthael, so that should be good. Mirari and Psycho going to pick up the white main and the gray main, so the main connection to round out things for the red team here. Cursed Bullet does work into Diablo. White main is pretty good for catch here. Medivh, actually, last pick here by Mar. Interesting. I'm looking at the rest of the draft here from Spooky Booky Boys. They're not going to have an awful lot of lane presence, but they will have some very good teamfight potential with this Diablo Medivh. Sonya Sylvanas Greymane can do a ton of work on the towers here. So it's gonna be a struggle between, can Spooky Booky Boys start fights and chase with this Medivh setup, or will Phoenix Rising Zircon just blow through all the buildings simultaneously? We'll have to see as we load on in here to our game number 1. Loading on up. Get to cast our first Medivh in quite a while that isn't, in Storm Division. Should be a good one. And there's the May to control the points. That's really the main thing here for Phoenix Rising Zircon. I like the white main to be able to catch the dive, though. Interesting stuff. Alright, one more load. There we go. Alrighty. On the left in the blue, we have Spooky Booky Boys with Gel on the Diablo, Azura playing Hanzo, Mar on the Medivh, Sakari on the Ana, and Shirefair is on the Malthael. On the right in the red, it is Phoenix Rising Zircon with Solian on the May, Mirari on white main, Storm on the Sylvanas, Psycho on the gray main, and Golden on the Sonya. It looks like our action is going to be up in the top lane to start. Right now we have Ana split, Malthael starting to move out here. Sonya actually going to leak over to the mid. Try to keep an eye on where Spooky Booky Boys is, and here it is. Sylvanas Black Arrows is on the towers. Shirefair going to throw out the warding shroud. But it looks like the tower will be picked up without much trouble at all. Gel comes up, looking for a possible pin onto white main, using that bush to get away. One tower down for Phoenix Rising Zircon. So far, Medivh actually picking up 3 stacks in the mid for that level. I guess the level 1, it's the passive quest here for Medivh. Right now we have an Ana off-lane situation, so this is what I was wondering. Spooky Booky Boys, they don't exactly have a good situation for being able to lane and pick up the objective, and it looks like they're going to be using Ana to hold down the off-lane for the meantime. Interesting. I was expecting Malthael to be back here to try to pick this up, but it looks like it'll be Ana and Hanzo while Medivh holds down a lane. So this is a prime situation here for Phoenix Rising Zircon to possibly push into the weak lanes of Spooky Booky Boys here We'll see how much that they can get done. Golden on the Sonya, working on this back camp. He's going to be able to work their way around. Use the spin to take it out. Right now, Sylvanas just clearing out the lanes, trying not to give away too many stacks over to our Medivh. Psycho on the Greymane doing a really nice job of pressuring out Malthael. This is where, I mean, Greymane is kind of a glass cannon solo laner in that way. Very, very high damage, but no way to regenerate health. Very little in the ways of escape. So it's a tough matchup, but being played well so far by Psycho as Sonya gets back up to that top lane. Excuse me. Malthael actually going down here. Golden trading out. I missed the exchange. But that's a pretty similar matchup in terms of regen, in terms of, you know, steadfastness, hardiness in that trade. But Sonya with a little bit more kill pressure, especially in the early going, and now here comes the siege. Phoenix rising Zircon, using those black arrows to just completely bust down this wall. They're going to get the well. Solian going straight under the fort here, has to back off. Oh no, pops the trait to try to heal up. But Sakari with that grenade isn't going to be enough. Whitemane, oh, connects with the W. Storm in some trouble here. Sylvanas going to go down. See if Greymane can bounce on out of here. Looks like the rest of the crew is going to be able to get away. But this is going to be the struggle. The Medivh comp is going to be able to chase infinitely here. Really be able to step on the space. But we saw the push power. Already getting started that mid tower. What a sleep dart there from Ana. But Spooky Booky boys, they've moved on to the point, and they're going to try to pick up this objective before the level 7 mark, which is not what we normally see. Storm having to go the opposite way here. Sleep arrow comes out, or sleep dart comes out from Ana, but Psycho's all over the backline of Sakari. Solian cutting off the Ana as well. This could be trouble. There's the protect bubble from Medivh. Gel manages to get away through the portal. They actually stopped the channel at 0.1 seconds. Sonya has just been in this off lane the whole time, looking for level 7, and it is going to be here for, excuse me, for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Caster Troy Boy, cheering on his team tonight. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're having an excellent evening. Malthael picking up that back camp here for Spooky Booky boys. Right now, we're just going to see what the delay is like. Storm trying to get one delay off. Medivh thinking about a portal through, but Gel going to jump onto Solian here. Sakari once again being pressured out by Psycho. Gel taking some big damage, going to pop the protect bubble. But can Diablo actually make it out of here? Looks like they will. All the while, Golden literally just taking this fort for free. Phoenix Rising Zircon in this 4v5 situation has been able to do enough here, and now they're starting to get a lead on this experience. Storm being forced out by Mar. There's the portal. Storm's going to go straight in, actually, and dive right on top of Sakari. What a play. Gonna trade out Sylvanas for Ana here. Whitemane now caught Mirari trying to move away through that bottom channel. Spooky Booky boys do manage to convert the objective, but Hanzo goes down for it. So we're going to have a blue objective, but the top fort is down, the mid fort is ailing. And Phoenix Rising Zircon, they've put out a lot of pressure in the early going, which is exactly what they needed to do with this comp. Medivh sitting on 18 of 40 stacks so far. Hanzo about done with that level 1 W quest. Diablo getting pretty full on souls, as now we have the push in the bottom lane. This is what Spooky Booky boys is going to rely on this game for their siege potential. They've got great point control, and they're going to try to use the objective in order to win the game here. The level 10s have arrived. Psycho actually gets moved on to, and Greymane going to get picked off. Great play from Spooky Booky boys there. That's going to enable their push a little bit more, but they've now run out of minions. They're going to have to head on over to the mid. Or are they? Or are they? Looks like they're going to stick around here for a second. Get an extra wave, try to find their level 10s. Sonya, oh, nice dodge there by Shirefair, but there's the leap coming on in. Golden needs one more attack. There it is. The slow from Solian is enough to take out the Malthael. But the siege in the bottom lane continuing. Man, my throat is not having it tonight. Spooky Booky boys. Get some good pressure on the bottom fort. But right now it's looking like Phoenix Rising Zircon in the driver's seat. Gel keeping an eye on this bottom boss. Psycho in the top lane. Gonna get this wave going. Surprised there wasn't a stall there, because that wave is now going to be pushing over onto the left side of the map. And Phoenix Rising Zircon aren't going to have a very easy time accessing it. But the play for them is to just push incessantly, so I'm not super surprised. Looks like Malthael is going to go ahead and catch this up a little. Golden is ready to push that lane right back in. Malthael coming around for a flank here. Sylvanas in the bottom lane. Solian, Mirari, and Psycho, they've got to be careful here. Medivh is heading on down to the bottom lane. Shirefair showing in lane. Golden may be thinking about moving in. It is a 4v4 right now with Sylvanas starting to come up. Ice Wall comes out, not going to connect, but Sakari pushed out there. Golden leaps onto the back line, and Ana going to try to get away here. Dragon Strike not going to stop Golden, but now Gel is caught in the back line. Nice time stop by Medivh. Diablo going to go down here, but Sonya falls as well. Psycho jumps onto Sakari once again. Psycho trying to get away from Shirefair. Nice blind coming on out. There's the protect from Malthael. Can Shirefair get out? With less than 100 health, Shirefair escapes. So it's just going to be the 1-for-1. Sonya for Ana. As our next prisoners are starting to come up. This top lane already pushed into the keep wall here for Phoenix Rising Zircon. And now we see Sylvanas Black Arrow's going to go into the mid fort, and with Greymane here, can they get this down? Here comes Ana, here comes Diablo. Phoenix Rising Zircon going to have to back on out of there. Golden picking up this back camp here. Once again, classic Sonya style. Spooky Booky boys sending Shirefair over to pick up this camp. And now with a level 13 advantage, we'll see what Phoenix Rising Zircon can do with this. Level 13 is on the horizon here for blue, though. Greymane starting to come up to the mid lane. Trying to clear out the lane here, trying to clear out the enemy camp. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and try to pressure this mid fort once again. Medivh showing in the bottom lane does manage to soak out the level 13. Golden jumps into the backline. Sakari trying to move away. Solian can't quite get the stun off the Blizzard. Shirefair with that Tormented Souls, though. Moving on in here. What a great Dragon Arrow in order to secure the escape of Shirefair. Psycho turns around, trying to get the last hit. That's going to be it. Malthael goes down. Can Psycho actually get away? No, Gel going to take out the Greymane. Sakari moving up. Can't quite heal the Hanzo. Golden is still very healthy. And that's a 2-for-1. Phoenix Rising Zircon come out ahead. Looks like they're going to start moving over to the objective. Solian and Golden clearing away these initial minions. Medivh will have an interrupt. Gel trying to interrupt as well. Uh-oh. Possibly caught here. Diablo uses the Shadow Charge to escape the stun. Mirari in the backline is going to go ahead and start channeling this objective. Greymane making their way back to the battlefield, but so is Hanzo. Phoenix Rising Zircon, they've got to be careful here. Mar coming over the top. There's Storm. Not able to warp over. The Unstoppable isn't enough, and Storm is going to go down. Sylvanas stunned out for a second too long, and that's going to force Phoenix Rising Zircon to back off. Uh-oh. Maybe not done. Gel moving forward onto Golden. Solian gets hit with the Sleep Dart. Nice body block by Shirefair. What a stun onto the wall by Gel. And that's going to be a going down. Great awareness from Spooky Booky boys there. Mar checking out that camp, but it was already picked up there by Psycho. Azura trying to clean up this mid lane. Golden trying to stay off the map here. But is going to move ahead, grab some of this XP. Still has this wall to retreat to, so Golden fairly safe here. Trying to dodge, trying to play some mind games, is going to get away from the Medivh. Still only 29 stacks out of 40, but no deaths so far for our Medivh player. Sonya going to avoid the overpower, going to avoid the sleep dart. But another objective is going over to Spooky Booky Boys, and another fort going over to Phoenix Rising Zircon here. So now up 6 structures to 3. They've got the level 16 advantage. And now moving on to this back camp, Psycho was thinking about it, but Shirefair manages to get the cap and move backwards. Sonya right up in it once again. Gel thinking about the shadow charge. Sonya trying to stay away from those walls. We'll mount up and move back. Now we've got a full clash here in the mid lane. Hanzo starting to catch up as well, and we'll have ourselves a full 5v5 on this push. We've got a camp and an objective here. Phoenix Rising Zircon, they've got to be careful around this point. Nice wall in the back, does land onto Hanzo. Solian putting out the Blizzard. Golden get the jump. Protect from Medivh. Azura going straight back to full health. Dragon Arrow coming out to try to peel away the members of Phoenix Rising Zircon, and Psycho getting those auto attacks onto Hanzo. Go for the throat, lands. There's Ana, there's Hanzo. Psycho trying to roll out the Malthael Curse is enough to take out the Grey Maid. Gel auto attacking for all they're worth, but it's going to get stunned by Mei, and Gel is going to fall. Another bloody fight there, but a 3-for-2 going over to Phoenix Rising Zircon. Bottom fort has been taken out. Top fort almost certainly gonna go down here, but mid is saved for now. We're about to get this cleaned up. With both teams as weak as they are right now, there's not really a possibility of a quick boss. Top lane starting to push in as well. Sonya will be up in a moment to deal with that. See Golden heading to the top lane to clean up this last wave. Setting up on bottom boss here. Spooky Booky Boys trying to pull a fast one. Hanzo and Ana are on the way. Phoenix Rising Zircon. Medivh is just going to keep an eye on him. Find 2 in the mid. And this is going to be a boss going over to Spooky Booky Boys. I like the play here. Mar just keeping an eye saying, you know, no one's coming at you. Mid camp is picked up. The bottom boss chosen there for blue. See Phoenix Rising Zircon looking to set up for the defense. Spooky Booky Boys might be thinking about a double boss play, starting to move up towards the top lane here. 4 are going to show on this boss. Excuse me. I feel hoarse today. And there it is, double boss play coming on out from Spooky Booky Boys. Sonya in the area, but not going to be able to do a whole lot. Mar manages to get away before Sonya can connect and attack. The clear isn't going exceptionally fast. Phoenix Rising Zircon are on the way. Golden moving up here, doesn't get the spear, but is going to have to go in before the rest of the team is here. There's the leap, going to land onto Gel. Dragon Arrow's actually going to miss. Oh no, but Sonya pushed off the point there, a huge ice wall as Medivh is taken out. Can Diablo actually escape? The stun from the boss lands onto 2, but there goes Gel. Medivh stacks have been reset. Solian is on the chase, but that's 2 kills for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Unfortunately, Sonya not able to stay on that point. A great play by Gel, getting Sonya off the point. So now this boss is going to be cleared up. Mid lane going to be cleared up by Golden. And that is going to leave the back camp. That's going to leave the objective here for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Good attempt there, but it seemed like the boss DPS coming on out from Spooky Booky Boys is just not quite enough. Harari looking for the channel. Golden on this back camp. It's very important to take that as often as possible. Just the push power from those gnolls is quite incredible. Looking for the channel here. is Phoenix Rising Zircon. Back to a 5v5, but we do have a level 20 to 18 advantage for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Ice Wall comes out, is going to catch too. Solian is moving across here. Blizzard onto... Oh, no one's going to hit... Storm has moved on to the point. Look at the backline. Azura getting shredded there by Golden. Sakari not able to land those heals as we are having a full-blown fight over this camp. Gel manages to get out. Shirefair can't quite take the portal. And Golden up and living. 2 more kills for Phoenix Rising Zircon. They steal the camp, so we've got double camp pressure in the mid. And they're going to have themselves some riders on top of that. Usually it's the Medivh team that's making those big over-the-wall plays, but nice job, nice game sense there from Solian. Throwing out the ice wall and taking that advantage. Look at this push in the mid. Objective is claimed by Phoenix Rising Zircon. Mid keep already taken out here. The other lanes aren't very pushed up, so this is a bit of a tough spot. Phoenix Rising Zircon, they don't really have a way to rotate down quickly. They're going to go ahead and try to cut off this wave. They've got the rest of the wave on the way here, so bottom keep could be the play. Sonya Golden is on the way. Look at that wave. Quite the pressure. Going to be coming on out. The objective going to send forth another wave. So this bottom keep could be in some big trouble. Nice job there by Phoenix Rising Zircon, allowing that catapult minion to stall out the wave, because now the whole thing is here at once. Black arrows from Sylvanas going to turn off the wall. Sonya actually dueling it out with Malthael in the mid here. Shirefair could be in trouble, as the middle objective is already on the core. Gel trying to move back, set up the Apocalypse. Storm does have the bolt to get away. Malthael taken out by Sonya, and Gel has to move back and deal with Golden. Gel is hit by the ice wall here. Golden is trying to just go ahead and solo this core. Diablo is down. Ana is down. There goes Medivh. There goes Hanzo. It's a full ace. And we're going to see Phoenix Rising Zircon move on to the core and pick up the victory. GG. Alrighty. Stats loading on in. And I think what I said at the beginning sort of came true. The push power from the Greymane Sonya Sylvanas was a lot to deal with for this team. They almost pulled it off. Spooky Booky Boys was doing some good work there, making some plays, you know, keeping the Ana in the off lane at the start, trying to catch as much soak as they could. But ultimately, just the dive pressure coming on through from Phoenix Rising Zircon, just slightly too much to deal with. Very nicely done. Taking a quick look at the stats, it was Shirefair on the Malthael, actually leading the way in all categories for Spooky Booky Boys. Some good dueling going on there, getting some good Reaper's Mark damage onto the enemy team. It was Psycho on the Greymane, doing a fantastic job of testing the limits of a fairly flimsy assassin in Greymane, but jumped right onto the back line with no fear, got on top of the Hanzo, got on top of the Ana. Psycho having a great game there. Take a quick look at the level 20 talents, and we'll set up for game number 2. Alrighty. Game number 1 is in the books. Phoenix Rising Zircon strike first. We're going to be going to a game number 2, but first, let's go to a break. I will see you soon. Could balance water. I have been going to the gym. Oddly enough, I didn't go today, but I go pretty much every day because they've only got very, very limited spots at the gym available. So I've got to make sure that I get my time in when I can, because it's still too damn cold to run outside or do anything outdoors. Alrighty. Dragonshire, we've got the correct first pick team. Spooky Booky Boys thinking about their first ban. I'm interested where Sonya control is going to go here. Spooky Booky Boys let it through last time. Will Phoenix Rising Zircon ban it? Is Spooky Booky Boys ready to pick it? Yeah, planks are super strange to me. So I think this is like going to the gym and doing ab training. I hate it. I don't know why. I feel bad. I look bad. It's all awful. So I think what I've got to do is just do planks throughout the day all the time, where no one's looking at me or can judge how sweaty I am while I work from home. And that'll be how I train abs, and maybe eventually I can do cool stuff at the gym. But whenever I go to the gym, I just want to bang weights around, man. It's so much more fun. Sonya remains available. Very similar bands coming out from our two teams. So Diablo taken off the board, and there it is. Shire Fair says, I'll take that. I'll take that. So, what will be the response? Hogger is up and available. Not quite the same impact, but still very strong. Golden gonna go ahead and say thank you very much, and Mirari on the Brightwing will lock in the global, which can do a lot of work here on Dragonshire and supporting multiple lanes at the same time. So, Spooky Booky boys, Tychus is off the board. They've got the Sonya locked in. Could we see a double solo laner setup? Shirefair did play the Malthael last time, but we do see some teams going with that. They go with the Bruiser in the top lane, the Bruiser in the bottom lane, and then a roaming squad. We're going to go with the Chromie, though. Mar picking that up. That's a pick that I actually like to go on Dragonshire. I go solo Chromie bottom lane and use the vision control and just the ranged wave clear to try to anchor that point. So I'm interested to see whether Spooky Booky Boys plays it the same way or if they've got something else in mind. Phoenix Rising Zircon gonna take out the Garrosh here. Don't want to be repositioned. Looking at Hogger and Brightwing. Doesn't say an awful lot about the comp, but is going to remove May. Force Solian onto something else for this map. Phoenix Rising Zircon, what are their next two? They're looking at the Stukov, they're looking at the Chromie. No Sonya available. Are they going to go with the dive once again? Are they going to go with the heavy siege? They could just, you know, rip Sylvanas Greymane again here. Going to go with the Anubarak and Hanzo. Solian picking up the Anubarak. Psycho going to be on the Hanzo, so trying to match the range of Chromie with that pick. Chromie versus Hanzo in lane would be a pretty cool one, if that's what we indeed get to see. So leaving their flex pick to last is Phoenix Rising Zircon. Spooky Booky boys gonna round things out with a Rainer and a Varian here. Rainer and Varian, so some big, some very long range from Spooky Booky boys to try to follow up on this Varian Stukov setup. So going to be looking for picks onto Brightwing, picks onto Hanzo. And Anubarak, not that strong into poke, so Solian going to have to play around with vision and try to engage before taking too much damage. And there's the double solo laner actually coming out from Phoenix Rising Zircon. Storm is going to pick up the Leoric. Interesting. Okay, so trying to go back and counter a little bit of the immobility of Spooky Booky boys with that Entomb, with that Leoric chase. If Leoric can stay connected and get those autos off, keep that spooky hand attached, Leoric can do a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage coming out from Chromie and Rainer as well, so we'll see who comes out ahead in the brawls. Alrighty. Loading on in. Mouse is on the right setting. Everything's updated. Let's get ready for our next game here. I gotta cheer for a Hogger. It's our first one of the series. Gonna be up against Sonya, presumably. Interested to see whether there'll be often any visits in the top lane or if that's just gonna be a one-on-one. But here we go. Game number 2 underway here on the left in the blue. Spooky Booky boys with Sakari on the Stukov, Azura playing the Raynor, Mar on the Chromie, Gel on the Varian, and it is Shirefair on the Sonya. On the right in the red, Phoenix Rising Zircon with Storm on the Leoric, Solian on Anubarak, Psycho playing Hanzo, Mirari on the Brightwing, and it is Golden on the Hogger.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, game number 2 underway here. Leoric actually going with the Fealty unto Death. That makes me think that it's going to be a Leoric possibly top lane and possibly doing a little bit of double soaking. Golden going to catch Varian on the outside. Time stop will go off. It's Golden trying to avoid some of that Dragon's Breath damage. Phoenix Rising Zircon is able to control the lane for the meantime, and it will actually be Storm headed up to the top lane to try to deal with this Sonya. Solian moving straight across here, trying to flex that early tank advantage. Augur clears up the bottom lane. And Phoenix Rising Zircon have their rotations on lock so far. So right now it looks like Raynor is going to be facing off versus Hanzo in the bottom lane for the meantime. Anubarak goes in for the burrow charge. Can't quite connect here. Azura going to get behind the wall. And Chromie going to be rotating along with this Varian. So both teams going to go ahead and start up their back camps. Raynor went with the ace in the hole, so not going to be able to rip those camps solo quite as well. Mirari coming in with the save onto Solian. But Phoenix Rising Zircon, they're looking to invade. Excuse me. It is pre-4, so Varian is at his weakest. Leoric is stopped on the rotation here, but it looks like Spooky Booky boys are just going to go ahead and have to give this up. And we've got the steal in the early going. Phoenix Rising Zircon with some early advantage. Augur going to move on to this back camp. Golden going to be able to knock that out, especially once level 4 comes online. We see the aggro range picked up there. Spooky Booky boys do manage to use their player advantage to push out the bottom shrine. Leoric is doing a little bit of that double soaking, and Golden taking a little extra damage there on the camp, but will ultimately clear it out. Anubarak uses the burrow charge to get out. Mirari popping that teleport to heal up the bug. Uh-oh, Psycho could be in trouble here. Nice job getting over the wall before the taunt can come through. But that means the taunt's available for Anubarak. And first blood goes over to Spooky Booky boys. Sonya doing some double soaking here. That's going to allow Leoric to take back this top point. Golden. Uh-oh. Kind of went off the rails here. Is just going to stick with it. Where am I going to go? Gonna finally get out of there. Checking on the bottom lane here. Gel moving forward. Finds the taunt onto Brightwing. Nice setup by Sakari. And another kill with this Stukov variant setup. Goes over to Spooky Booky boys. Great synergy there. That's Gel knowing exactly when they can go in based on where Stukov is on the map. They pick up a great kill. Gel's coming on down. Looking for Solian. Solian. Oh, stun coming out from Golden, and that's going to allow Solian to escape, and now Hogger bouncing off the point, just depositing Mirari kind of in the back line here. Look at the damage, though. Nice impale there. Zura is going to get sniped by Psycho there. And Phoenix Rising Zircon push back. Actually had a full rotation there. Solian is going to move on to Chromie. Mar trying to move back. Nice counter taunt. Lands onto Mirari. Is Mar trying to turn this thing around. Solian uses the shielding. Like I was saying, Phoenix Rising Zircon, they've been very fluid in their rotations here. They moved everyone to the bottom lane for that encounter. Big taunt comes out onto Solian once again. But moving on to the back line, Sakari being forced backwards. Gel moving on up and able to move back with that big health bar. Nice time trap is going to catch Golden. Uh-oh, Psycho takes the majority of that Chromie damage. Manages to get away here. Golden trying to convert this point. Will do so, but here comes Spooky Booky boys to go ahead and just take that right back. Right now, Sonya in the top lane trying to deal with some of that minion push as, oh, Chromie actually getting exploded there on the low side. Did not respect the damage coming out from Hogger and Hanzo. Solian just trying to hang out and trying to be a tank, but okay, Mirari has the teleport, gonna go ahead and heal up a noob. Storm getting bullied a little bit by Shirefair here. Sonya putting out big damage onto the Skeleton King. Golden on the Hogger, gonna take this back camp. Chromie will see it. Azura takes the opportunity to try to move onto this bottom point. A Storm caps the top point. It looks like we got another invade here. Level 10s will not be in play, but Chromie has the Slowing Sands online. Gel moves onto the point. It looks like Spooky Booky Boys may be trying to contest. Gel moves onto the point, but the Hog Wild is really chewing through Varian, but not as quickly as a Nubarak gets blown up. And look at Brightwing going down. Golden not able to escape either. It's a triple kill going over to Spooky Booky Boys. Very different than how we saw it go at level 2. They grabbed their 10s early off that triple. It's going to allow a push in the bottom lane here as the Siege camp starts to move up. They're going to grab themselves a bruiser as well. Shirefair could be in trouble here as Storm moves up. Gets the auto. Psycho here as well to try to clean up this lane. But the bottom lane, we've got quite the build-up here. Gel moves in, finds the taunt onto a Nubarak. Solian able to get behind the wall, but Stukov's Silence Zone is down with a double camp push. This is going to be a tough defense here for Phoenix Rising Zircon. There's the Chromie slows as well. Psycho able to rotate back down to try to deal with this push. Hogger going to use the Unstoppable to move across the zone and move right into the backline. Golden with the Shockwave. Here comes the save. Dragon Arrow going to land onto Raynor, and the stun train is in, and Raynor is down. Stukov is caught in the cocoon here. Psycho still trying to clear up this back camp as Chromie pops that time trap. Gel chasing down Hanzo, and there goes Gel with another kill. Golden going to be slowed, taunted, and that's going to be it for Hogger. It's a total bloodbath here. Gel going to get caught in the Entomb as Varian getting chewed on by Leoric. Storm comes on down, one more auto, and that's going to be it for Varian. I want to say 3 for 3, but I don't know who ultimately went down in this extended fight. And still, no Dragonite as Sonya for Spooky Booky Boys managed to control that top point. Players are starting to make their way back onto the battlefield. Storm headed up to deal with the Sonya. Mar running low on mana. That Slowing Sands mana nerf does tend to hurt for those longer fights. Golden on the Hogger picking up another bruiser camp here as we see Spooky Booky Boys picking up their own camp on the left-hand side. Storm is dueling it out with Shirefair here. Has the Entomb up and available, but there's the leap, and Sonya will escape. Looking for a possible bruiser camp. What the? Golden, how did you see it coming? Uses the trait. Did they have vision on that? What a play there from Golden, hitting that shockwave, getting the kill onto Sonya as the camp invade continues. Fortunately, they don't actually get the cap, but they clear up the camp before it can get anywhere. I'm going to have to check that again at some point. I didn't think Hogger had vision. Solian thinking about moving on to this camp. We've got a 4v4 here with Leoric in the top lane. Solian getting absolutely shredded, though. Stunned on the wall. 4 health escaped from a Nubarak. Oh my goodness. Solian being kept alive there, my Mirari. Meanwhile, Storm using this bruiser camp to try to push in the top lane, and now it's a counter camp invade. Here comes Spooky Booky Boys. Hogger just going to rotate on this point, going to force, oh gosh, not actually able to move up, being careful not to get moved in on as Solian moves onto the back line. Dragon Arrow comes out, and that's going to be Stukov falling down. Azura caught between a rock and a hard place here as Raynor falls. Gel going to fall as well. Chromie with nowhere to go here, gets polymorphed, gets impaled, gets sent back to the Hall of Storms. Could we have a dragon? Not yet. Shirefair going to take this top point. See if Lior can wrestle it away from Sonya. Shirefair testing for the meantime. But is going to start to move back. Nubrak coming on up here to make sure Sonya boogies on out of there. But no one on the point. Looks like Golden going to head on back. And we're going to have our first dragon of the game here for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Push down here in the bottom lane with this siege camp. Right now the dragon just getting some work done in the mid. Getting the big boot onto Sonya. Gel moves up. It's once again Solian getting absolutely shredded by this Rainer played by Azura. Dragon Knight just needs a couple more autos. Augur should have enough to get out of there. Is it going to be a Hog Wild straight out the gate and moves onto the... Uh-oh. Uses the shockwave. I don't know if Golden's getting out of this one. Actually, the chase not going to come on through. Level 16s are here for Phoenix Rising Zircon if they want to try to turn this around, but shockwave is down here. Clearing up the bottom lane. Solian looking for a flank. The rest of the team coming on up. The burrow charge is not going to land, but Stukov going to get caught in the impale. Ferrari comes on out. Dragon Arrow is going to be soaked by Gel, but Azura with nowhere to go. Rainer's going down. Sakari is stuck on the back line. Gets the push onto Leoric, but unfortunately not going to be enough. That's a double kill for Phoenix Rising Zircon. Right now we see Shirefair actually getting some good work done in the top lane. Going to be moving on back here. Anubarak will catch Sonya. One impale, but just a quick interrupt. Golden going to use this garbage fire loot horde to help pick up this camp. Right now, right wing just anchoring in the bottom lane, trying to keep an eye on Gel. The rest of Phoenix Rising Zircon going to start to rotate down. Gel does not get dismounted. We're gonna have ourselves a big camp push here. Bruiser gonna meet up with this siege. Can Spooky Booky Boys clear up this push? Sonya heading off to the top lane. Thinking about it, it's gonna actually come on down. Storm keeping an eye out for the flank. But Sonya gonna start to appear in the back line. The Chromie glowing sands make it very difficult for Nubrak to step up, and Phoenix Rising Zircon gonna have to back off here.
There must always be a dragon.
Objective is up and available as I drink some water. Sonya on this back camp. Taunt comes out on Augur here. Golden gonna be saved by Mirari. I was thinking we might see another Bruiser invade. Psycho gonna go ahead and grab this right side camp, gonna allow Shirefair to cap there for Spooky Booky Boys. The threatening dragon already, Phoenix Rising Zircon, controlling both points, and that's gonna force Spooky Booky Boys to maintain a presence here in the mid lane. Augur picking up the Bruiser. The bottom lane push will be sent out there by Psycho. Sonya could be in trouble here. Golden moves on to Shirefair. Shockwave is not going to land. The leap is going to come out, and Sonya will retreat. And that's going to mean in the mid-push is allowed there. Hanzo taken out. Chromie broken out of the cocoon. That's great job by Spooky Booky Boys to recognize the two members of Phoenix Rising Zircon in the top lane. Meant that they could be aggressive in the mid, and they pick up a timely kill there. Sonya dealing with the back wave. Sonya. Uh-oh, that makes this a 4v4. Phoenix Rising Zircon gonna go ahead and poke in here. Forcing Spooky Booky Boys to stay in the area. Level 20s are almost here, though. One more wave should do it. Stun Train comes on out onto Varian. Hog Wild gonna allow Golden to get out of there. This is level 20s. Uh-oh. Storm caught in the silence route of Stukov. Goodness me. Look at this off-lane pressure. The Bruiser pushing onto the bridge. Shirefair is going to get the channel in the top lane, though. Leoric should be back fairly briefly. As Golden pokes in on the edges. Dragonair is actually going to come on out here, play the game from Psycho, allows Hanzo to rejoin the fight. Nice taunt there from Gel, though. Azura trying to back off, but Raynor taken down as Cocoon went out onto Sakari. Gel could be with nowhere to go here. Breaks off Psycho. What a scatter arrow. Mar is about to go down here. Sakari went down. That's going to be it for Chromie. It's a quad kill. And we'll see what the members of Phoenix Rising Zircon can do. Looks like we've got a Nubarak that's going to be heading to the top lane. We're going to have a camp chosen here by Phoenix Rising Zircon. Trying to do multiple things at once. Getting a little greedy with their positioning, but that's something you can do when the enemy team only has one player left. You see them in the mid lane. Storm going to go ahead and pick up this dragon as the bottom lane siege continues. This keep is probably going to be down before the Dragon Knight even gets here, and there it goes. 20 seconds till Chromie's back. Raynor should be back in a couple seconds here. Are they going to go for core? This could still be a defense here. For Spooky Booky Boys, Azura moves up. Nubarak actually gets the knock-up onto Azura, but the counterstun from the core is going to force Solian to stop that engage. Taunt comes out. Core down to 60%, and this Dragon Knight's still super healthy. This is going to be game number 2. Phoenix Rising Zircon picks up the 2-0 victory. GG. Well done there. Able to push their advantage early. Once Varian came online there, things were starting to look a little bit dicey for Phoenix Rising Zircon. But great job by Solian on the Nubarak, finding those limits, able to go in and find those squishy backliners. And great cocoons there to isolate members and pick up those uneven fights. Very well done. Mar on the Chromie leading the way there for Spooky Booky Boys. Over 40,000 hero damage. It was actually Golden on the Hogger, topping the hero damage there for Phoenix Rising Zircon at nearly 58,000. Very cool strats there coming on out from Phoenix Rising Zircon. Take a quick look at the talent screen, and we'll see if we can get ourselves an interview with our victors. All right. Alright, set up. We'll have ourselves an interview. There. Alrighty, I am joined by Solian. Congratulations on the 2-0.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about game number 1 there. Alterac Pass, we saw a very siege-oriented comp coming out from your side with the last pick Medivh from Spooky Booky Boys. Was that something that you were possibly considering coming on out from them, or did that catch you off guard at all?
The Medivh definitely caught me off guard. I was a bit spooked about that because I also play like a lot of Medivh. It looked like a pretty good Medivh game, so I thought that was like a very, very good pickup by them.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was going to be a battle between push power and team fight and chase coming on out there. We saw Spooky Booky Boys starting to claim the early objectives. What was the in the early going with your comp versus theirs? What was the priority on the map there for Alterac? Were you looking to fight over those points more often, or was it more try to get as much early siege in as you could?
It was mainly the early siege. Like Alterac camp is crazy. So we just took that off cooldown, looked to push with it whenever possible, and really prioritize that mainly over the objective. Yeah, there's a few points where we slipped up, and they punished really well by capping the objective. But we ended up getting like a lot of pressure off of those camps and a lot of early forts.
Yeah, it looked like the pressure was just a little bit too much there for Spooky Booky Boys, though. The once you started getting on top of the Ana, and credit to Psycho there, going in crazy on the Grey Mane, just jumping in and really testing the limits of that character, was able to turn around those fights. Tell me a little bit about the final camp steal over on the left-hand side. It looked like a possible risky play, but you threw the ice wall over there and decided to go for it. What was the thinking there in that call? What were you looking for in that steal?
If I remember correctly, I think we had like some kind of advantage, like maybe in numbers. I think we were up like 1, or maybe it was a 5v5 they were spawning. I think we had like some like minor advantage, and then I saw the
think
mouth.
they had just spawned. One or two players had just spawned,
and I saw the mouth animation over the wall with the drain life. And as soon as I went to check, there's 2 stacks, so I immediately ripped the ice wall. And anytime that you can get like multiple people in that, it's pretty like team fight winning. So just we just made the call and just kind of went for it.
It was a cool play. You went in there, stole that camp, and managed to snowball it to a victory there. Very, very nicely done. Moving on to Dragonshire there, going with the double solo laner, double bruiser style comp. Is that one that you tend to fall to a lot on Dragonshire, or was there something in the draft where you found that was going to be the way to go?
Yeah, we run this a couple times. Mainly just Hogger is crazy for camps, so we just have him run around and do camps, and then we look to fight with all that pressure. And bruisers, like we've run a couple like different like multi-bruiser comps, and they're quite fun. We tend to like them occasionally.
Okay. Things were looking for a Nubrak there, looking a little spooky in the early going into the Chromie Rainer. They were putting out some big poke damage before you were even really able to go in the early going. Was there a turnaround point where that started to feel better? Was there an adjustment made to get those engages a little more clean?
I think one of the big things is I'm a big fan of a Nubrak shield build. I won in this game, and as soon as you get that 7, you can really just spam shield on cooldown with the 60 or magic armor. Okay. And as soon as you have that, like it was very hard for them to kill me. But prior, I definitely was too aggressive, and if I didn't have shield, I was just getting one shot and getting poked down, like you said. And also, since we had Hogger often like doing camps, it was often like a 3v4, and I think I was too far forward.
Yeah, that's true. You guys were doing a really good job of controlling those camps, controlling the lanes, but it did lead to a bit of a 3v4 situation in the early going. Later there on Dragonshire, it seemed like both teams were kind of trying to do camp invades on each other. Did you feel like you generally had the advantage on point control in those situations, or was there a certain setup you were looking for to make sure you were able to go in and able to sort of weather their camp invades?
Yeah, there's a lot of camp invades that game. I think most of their invades were off of some other punish. Like I think I got caught up, or I had to like back, or something like that. And I think ours were more on like positional, or like we just were ahead in like rotations, something like that, or on our own camp, so we had numbers.
Okay.
The actual fights themselves, Hogger and those really narrow choke points is very, very strong, but they also had Chromie Stukov. So I think like if we can get on top of them, then we're definitely fine. But they can just kind of back out and kind of like poke a bit. So if they kind of got like set up, like there's I think it was like our second or third invade. I just kind of like walked up and almost got one shot, and then got away with like I think actually like 1 HP. I was very surprised.
I was either 1 or 4 or something. And I saw you get out of there. I was quite the escape, to be sure.
Yeah, I think if we didn't get the initial pick, then I don't think that we could really go because of that zoning. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So picking up the 2-0 victory there, if I take a quick look at the standings for the division, we're starting to get towards the playoffs, so getting those 3 points is pretty important in your push to move into the playoffs there. Are there any remaining matchups in the season or possible rematches in the playoffs that you're looking forward to as a team?
Frankly, I'm not the one to ask about this. I've only recently joined the team. And
Okay.
so I haven't been following too closely. Everyone else has been, so I just kind of ask what's like the lowdown with a match usually before going in, or
No problem at all, no problem. All right, well, Solian, thank you very much for joining me. The floor is yours. Any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close things down here?
Well, I'd like to shout out my team, of course. They definitely carried me a few moments after I got picked. Really happy with how we played. Also, the opponents, they played really well too. Thank you for casting. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Congratulations on the 2-0 and good luck going forward.
All right, thank you.